Now for the shadow person story. Be me, a year later. Had turned 18 and graduated from high school a few months earlier. Cousin came out from Utah to visit me and our mutual friend, who I'll call Aaron. We go for a hike in my hometown, on a trail pretty close to the abandoned mansion from last time. Maybe a mile or two away at most the whole time. After the hike we decide to go see a movie. I think it was Shrek 3? The first Ant-Man? Something like that. We start heading back to my place. We decide to stop at Taco Bell. I just realized I have to make at least 2 drawings to explain this better. This is gonna take longer than I thought. Stop on a street corner by my old high school near Aaron's house. There's a field and a horse pasture on one side of the road, and the other side has a housing development with these big 10 feet tall brick walls. Aside from that, the development was mostly empty. Some pallets of bricks and pipes. We're chillin', munchin' on tacos when out of nowhere my cousin hits my shoulder and says, "Bro, do you see that thing?" and points at the corner of the brick wall. There is a strange darkness peeking around the corner, and 2 smaller blobs of darkness, one on top of the wall and one gripping the corner. It looks like a head and 2 hands, but completely devoid of light or color. For some reason, we don't feel scared or threatened at all. Just as if something is observing us. Aaron can't see it, but he feels the feeling. We keep eating tacos and fucking around until Aaron says, "Oh shit, I see it." We look back, this time the head and both the hands are peeking over the top of the wall. We decide that's pretty strange, and since all 3 of us now see it, some of us twice, we decide to dip. Drop Aaron off at his house. My cousin is staying with me, so we drive home. Of course, the whole time, that feeling of being watched never leaves. Get home, go inside. I have 2 dogs, both of which love my cousin and have seen him a million times. One of the dogs always sleeps in my room with me. That dog freaks the fuck out as soon as we get home, keeps growling at us, refuses to come near us. We hang out in my room for a little bit and then start trying to fall asleep. We hear footsteps in the backyard and what sounds like very faint whispers. Still have that feeling of being watched. Or almost. Played with. Toyed with. Now, I lived on an acre of land, so the backyard was fairly big, but we looked out the window and couldn't see shit. It's weird, but we can't see anything, so we do our best to fall asleep. Wake up on and off, the whispers and footsteps have yet to stop. Finally, when the sun comes up they stop. We leave my room to get breakfast and both dogs love me and my cousin again and are completely normal. We decide to go check out the housing development with Aaron. Hop the gate and check it out. There is nothing that we could have mistaken for what we saw, and no way we could have confused anything there with the being. Nothing near the wall that someone could have stood on to peek above it. Like I said, this thing didn't feel malicious. Just otherworldly and strange. It didn't seem to want to harm us, it was more like it was just watching us. Pic related is a very bad sketch of how this thing was looking at us. This happened just a couple weeks ago. Be me going back home. Scary looking dude stops me and asks for directions. He looks his up to no good, has tats, face scars, you can see evil in his eyes. At one point he even says something like "Relax, I'm not a thief" or something. Keep walking after giving him directions. 2 blocks later notice he's been following me but on the opposite sidewalk. I take a turn to the right. Home is just a block away. Look over my shoulder and he's right behind me on his phone. Puts his hand on my shoulder and says something like "You are one lucky son of a bitch, I almost murder you." Proceeds to tell me he's a hitman, and they hired him to kill someone who looked just like me. Shows me the gun in his pants. Shit, the first brick. Mofo is not gonna let me go easily after telling me that. Turns all violent aggressive, orders me to walk with him. Walks right next to me gripping and menacing me. We walk past my house, and sit on a bench. Keeps asking random stuff. All unstable, apparently high on coke or SMT. Says I must walk to the north and not look back. Nor talk to anyone or he'll kill me. I do that, then turn to go back home again after a couple blocks. See him coming my way from the opposite direction. Shit, second brick. Apparently didn't see me. Make a turn around a corner and run, get in a store. Stay there for a safe amount of time. Go home. Lefin. Be me. Just confirmed Catholic. Starting to lose faith. Take a nap in the middle of the day. Have out-of-body experience, feel like I am still in bed, but I am walking around my room. Hand comes out of wall near desk and hands me post-it. Reads 300,901. Interpret this as meaning CI 83 equals C, 9 equals I, 1 equals A. Weird. Draw some symbols on a piece of paper I see as aspects of myself. Triskel lion equals higher aspect, black sun equals neutral aspect, true beast, hand and wall equals negative aspect, great beast. Put the paper against the wall and try to talk to the being at night. Nothing happens. Few months later decide to start praying to a generic concept of God to help me get whatever I want. Come across box at fair some fey millennial is selling, vaguely resembles black sun, symbol they would not know, also says Excalibur, King Arthur is associated with the black sun. Buy the box, see this as a sign from the deity. Start worshipping the deity as the true creator God, write letters to it and sign myself over to it. Make some promises to the entity but break them, feel bad but nothing happens and continue worshipping it. A few months later I am very weak and depressed. Always have been fascinated by amorality. Find some Christian book, look at it and it ticks me off. Most of the time even though I disagree with Christianity on many things I would never directly blaspheme God because I have some degree of respect, whether culturally or spiritually. Deliberately ignore my conscience and destroy several religious items to free myself from my morality. When I'm done my consciousness comes back but I ignore it more, it hurts and I feel as if I am destroying my character, something I feared Christianity would do. Continue for 2 days. Feel miserable, try to think what might have caused it and think it might be related to above, though that may be a cope. Finally snap and pray to God for forgiveness. Be me. Around 7-9. Trying to fall asleep in bed. Feels like I've been trying to sleep for hours. Still wide awake. Suddenly hear weird rustling sounds. Sounds like it's coming from outside my window. Kinda freaky but nothing outside of the ordinary. Lots of animals often mess around in the bushes near my window so it's normal shit. Loud ass scraping sound. Sounds like metal scraping against bricks. The porch directly outside my window is made of bricks. Shit bricks. Now fully awake. Never heard anything like this in the years I've been in that bedroom. Another noise. Wav. The only way I can describe the next noise I heard is if sirens were a language and something was trying to talk to me in it. Fuck this shit. JPG. Run out faster than I ever have to living room where mom and sister are watching TV. Explain everything that just happened to them. They heard nothing. Sleep on the couch that night. Nothing like that has happened to me since. I don't and haven't ever had any waking hallucinations like 29,425,768 so I have no clue what the fuck it could have been. Reposting mine from a thread a few days ago, nothing too special. Be me, back in middle school. Visiting a friend's house who lives out in the countryside, closest neighbor was probably a mile down a serpentine road in either direction. About 5 of us there without supervision because house brother's parents weren't home. Mainly spending the night playing video and talking. After a while 3 of the group are asleep aside from me and one of my swimming teammates, Ben. It's a new moon and it's cloudy, so it's completely pitch black outside. House borders on a thin strip of wooded area a few meters away, so thin you could probably walk edge to edge in 15 minutes. Ben and I are sitting on a second-story balcony that faces parallel to the tree line. We're talking about stupid shit and he starts idly messing with this cheap laser pointer that looks like a laser tag pistol on his keychain. He's just waving it around back and forth across the tree line and the lawn of the house. We continue talking and after a few minutes there's a blue dot on my arm. Both of us are confused, realize it's the light from a laser pointer, but it's coming from the woods. The dot runs across my arm and shirt a few times before disappearing. Find it kinda funny, before realizing that means someone is in the woods watching us. We tried to play it cool and pretend like we didn't even notice it as we went back inside. In hindsight, that was fucking retarded because we both looked right at it and clearly reacted to it. Get back inside and wake house bro up. The other two would have probably lost their shit and called the cops, so we just let them sleep. Try to figure out what to do, if we should call one of our families, etc. Do nothing. Night goes smoothly, nothing else happens. Next day Ben, house bro, and I go into the woods as if we would find anything. Again, nothing, but at one point while we were dicking around, a branch fell out of the canopy and scared us all shitless for a moment. This took me approximately 20 hours in paint to properly circle whatever this thing was. Green text for background. Be me in 2010. In my early teens. Dad, sister and I take a trip to Utah to visit my cousins. Dad takes me, my sister, my older cousin and my younger cousin to Camp Floyd, which is an old Mormon camp, fort west of Utah Lake. There is an inn, a few houses, a church, a graveyard, and the remains of the old fort as well as a visitor center. It's about 8 a.m. on a cloudy day, and besides the receptionist, we are the only people around. My dad, younger cousin, and sister insist that they want to go look at the church in the fort. Me and my cousin want to look at the inn and graveyard because we heard they're haunted. Split up, me and my cousin go into the inn and the rest go to the church. We're walking through the inn. I'm recording audio with my old sliding keyboard style phone, and my cousin is recording shitty video with his flip phone. The inn feels weird, but so do most places when you're a kid and think they're haunted. We go throughout the inn and don't see or hear anything too weird, so we write it off as a false haunting and start heading to meet up with the rest of our family. Before we leave, Dad takes a photo of the inn to show to people. We drive home and me and my cousin decide to listen to the recording and watch the video. Video doesn't show shit. Audio lasts a little while without anything weird happening, but about halfway through my cousin asks me, "Are you still recording?" We then hear a deep, gruff, but distant voice ask, "Why are you recording me?" We freak out and show my dad. Tour guide insisted she was the only one there when we first got there, and my dad insists he was in the church the whole time. Dad looks at the bottom window of the inn in one of the pictures and sees this. Whatever it is in the window. Be me. First day of my journey into chaos magic, a week ago. Don't really believe in anything supernatural, but might as well give it a try, since who knows, it might even work. Meditate for the first time. Meditate for 20 minutes focusing only on my breathing and staying like a statue and not moving. Finish meditation. Feel weird energy on my hands. Start to think that it would be cool if I could use it in some way. Try to mold the energy into a sphere. Start feeling myself vibrating as I try to mold this energy. Speed of the vibrations intensifies. It gets to the point that I feel like almost leaving the body. Head starts to hurt like shit. Stop trying to form an energy ball. Headache stops. MFW, I just felt real power, even if it was more self-harming than anything else. Realize how foolish my materialistic, purely science-based worldview was. TFW, I realize most plebs live a lie. When I was a kid I had a few instances of waking sleep hallucinations. Reminds me of your story. Be me 8 trying to fall asleep. Feel tingly all over my body under the covers. Pull covers down. I am completely covered in giant cockroaches crawling all over me. Run to the bathroom to wash them off. Turn on the light. Nothing on me, they all disappeared. Mom says I just had a nightmare and to go back to sleep. Try to go back to sleep. Tingly feel again. Cockroaches again. Run to bathroom, turn on lights. Again nothing. Hide in bathroom with lights on until morning. Be me. Commit act of extreme blasphemy. Feel like garbage. Go for a walk that evening to dispose of the object I believe caused me to do so. Throw away the lid of the box far away from my house in a trash can on Main Street. I see a dog running towards me off its leash. First time this has ever happened. Stop dead in my tracks. I begin struggling. Dog doesn't bite, or lick me, though I feel his mouth touch my arm. Owner is a few feet behind. Say nothing and walk across the street, He says nothing. Dispose of the box in the second location, the train station. I've done really bad, haven't I?